Hello again, guys. So I'm getting a lot of requests to actually show how the bucket comes off on the Kubota I got here. This has got the 8-way faster manifold, quick disconnect, of which I'm using 6 of the uh, placements already. 2 are left on it, and that's only because I did not put on the quick detach bucket, so I've got a couple of slots open, but I wanted to keep it on one manifold, so it kept it easy. And what I'm just going to show you today is how the loader comes off, because that's the question I've been getting from people that haven't played with them themselves. So they just want to see how easy it is or what's involved with it. And I've got a little trick that I've learned on them over doing it, and I've seen a lot of videos out there that showed a little bit different, and can make it maybe a little bit easier for you. It kind of goes against conventional videos you've already seen. So I'm going to run through this here. First of all, I'm going to get up. I want to get down the front stands first. So start this up. Hopefully it doesn't get too loud here. I'm doing this in one take. This is take 1, by the way. We'll see how this works. So first of all, get it up in the air so you can get this. Okay, all I do is pull these down. There's tabs on the ends of these that just slide the stand into it so it holds it steady. And the key keeps it from coming out so it doesn't fold over on you. Okay? At this point, we're going to lower it, bring it down. This is where things can get a little different than what you've seen. A lot of people tell you to put it down, and when it actually gets to the ground here, they jam the stands right down onto the ground. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to wreck my stands, but what I do is I stop before I get there. Okay? So both sides, I mean, you want to be on level ground. That's a key point to this whole thing, the level ground. Okay? Have your stands down to the point where you come to about an inch or 2 off the ground. You could be a little bit lower than what I am now, somewhere there. But at this point, what I'm going to do, I'm going to lower the bucket, okay? And that's going to put pressure. As I put pressure on the bucket downward, it's pushing back on the loader, okay? So what we want to do is push back hard enough that we get these pins loose. Slide right out, okay? So that's all I did was just a little bit there, okay? I'm going to do the other side. You won't see this, but it's going to be the same as what I just did there. And I'm doing this slower than it actually takes, just so I can do this for the video. But notice all the pressure. Look at how high my ramps or my stands are off the ground yet. Not a key problem at all. So now, with those disconnected, what I'm going to do is curl the bucket back. Not going to lift on the loader. Not going to do anything else. Just basically bring the bucket up. And that's going to bring the stands down. You see how I'm coming out over here already? You can see I'm doing this really slow so you can see it. Once the stands hit, this is going to pop up. Just like that. I'm out. Now, what you're going to do, now that that's out of place, shut everything off. Release the pressure in your loader just by giving it a few turns here. Now it's going to be a little loose, or a little movement will happen there. Okay. This is the kick. This is the nicest part. So on this, instead of doing the individual couplers, like you have the standard one coupler every time, and losing probably somewhere in the area of a tablespoon roughly of fluid on every hose that you're taking off, and on 6 hoses, if you've got the third function valve, ends up being a lot if you're taking it on and off. In fact, it's kind of deterrent for you to take the loader off. So you leave it on and you kind of mess with it. I like being able to take it off so I know I'm not swinging it into something if I'm in tight quarters. And if it's easy to take on and off, you're more likely to do it. So this was an item that I thought was, I mean, it was expensive, but over time and convenience and and just sheer speed, it's I think well worth it. And it's a very well made piece. It's going to last a long time. So on this thing, basically all you do is you push a red button on the side, fold it up, and I'm done. That's it. Now, I'll show you how much fluid I lost. Got a clean rag. Clean. Just going to wipe around on here. I'm going to wipe on here. You can see no wet fluid. Okay. I like that. I mean, I like the fact that I don't have it dripping on the ground, and if you got it in a nice shop floor, you know, that's something to be said about that. So basically at this point, it's just basically reversing the process. So at this point, I am loose. I'll back up here, show you. All done, right? So I'm gonna back out, I'm gonna come back into it, and we'll reverse the process. Now, how well you line yourself up on this is gonna be key, right? So when you come in, make sure you're dead straight. And what I always do is I'll drive in as straight as I can. I'm kind of watching my mounts down here, know where I gotta go, because they'll slide into place a lot easier if you're dead on, obviously. So I drive actually ahead far enough to see where I'm at. Okay, so I'm really close, right? I might have to move the loader a little bit back and forth. That's the things they don't show you, is it's not always perfect, right? And if you're on, especially if you're on unlevel ground, right? So what I do in this case now is make sure that I'm as straight as I can be. Yep, which I'm pretty close. I'm going to be off just a smidge, right? You're never going to be perfect, but I'm going to show you that you don't have to be always that perfect. You kind of weasel your way in here. So when you leave it in gear, which a lot of guys will do, it kind of locks. When you leave it just sitting here, it keeps the tractor from moving. It's a good thing, right? But if you're on dead level ground and you know it's not going to roll, okay, that's key. It's going to make it a lot easier if you can actually move the tractor a little bit, okay? So don't, this is a disclaimer, I don't recommend doing that on any kind of area or ground that you're supposed to set the brakes and have it locked in, okay? You know what you can do and what you can't do when it comes to that. So I'm going to show you how this works here. So we're coming back in. Want to hook this back up. There's two large alignment pegs. That's all they are here, is to line everything up so you know you got it plugged in the right way and all of the ports are where they're supposed to go. So the first thing you want to do is lift this lock up. Basically line up your pegs. Hydraulics are done. That's it. Now, what we want to do is we want to bring this loader back in. Just like we did when we unhooked it. We're going to use the bucket at first. And this is where you might have to use just a little bit of finessing, and you see when you drop the lower peg into the saddle. But I'm going to bring this back in. Like so. Bring the bucket down. And sometimes you need to give a little push, but it drops into place. Now I'm going to keep going back with the bucket. I'm going to pull. This is where you're going to see the tractor move now, okay? So again, you've done this enough. This will go a lot faster because I'm just trying to do it step by step. Once it's into place, and I start pulling back or pulling forward on the bucket, they're locked in the lower saddle. So I'm going to keep pushing it out. It pulls the tractor forward a little bit instead of trying to drag the bucket backwards. And it's a little easier to line everything up. So I keep doing that. My hole's getting closer, getting closer. Okay. Now, looks like it's lined up. Take my peg. Oh, this goes in like butter. Like butter. Okay. Get this side done. Again, like butter. Okay. I'm done. Loader's hook. Flip your stands back up. Pull them out, up. Put your key back in. Done. Hope that helps everybody. Thanks guys. Take care and have a good one.